Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of distributed generation and smart grid. In this session we are going to discuss about concept of microgrid. As the microgrids are small scale low voltage CHP supply networks designed to supply electrical and heat loads for small community such as a housing estate or a suburban locality or an academic or public community such as university or a school or a commercial area or an industrial site or a trading estate or a municipal region, etc. So microgrids is essentially an active distribution network because it consists of a DG system, distributed generation system, and different loads at distribution voltage level. The generators or micro sources employed in a microgrid are usually renewable or non-conventional distributed energy resources that is integrated together to generate power at a distribution voltage. From the operational point of view, the micro sources must be equipped with the power electronic interfaces, and it controls provide the required flexibility to ensure the operation of all the distributed energy resources as a single aggregated system and to maintain a specified power quality and energy output. So this is the basic concept of a microgrid. And let's see some key differences between microgrid and a conventional power plant. You can see that micro sources are much smaller capacity with respect to the large generators in the conventional power plant, and the power generated at distribution voltage can be directly fed to the utility distribution network. Then micro sources are normally installed close to the customer's premises so that electrical or heat loads can efficiently supplied with satisfactory voltage and frequency profile and negligible line losses. So that is the three main differences. Micro sources usually at a smaller capacity, and power generated at a low distribution voltage level, and micro sources are normally installed to close to the customer's premises. This is the main difference between a microgrid and a conventional power plant. And coming to the next points, these microgrids are suitable for supplying power to remote areas, and easy controllability and compliance with the grid rules and regulations without hampering the reliability and security of the power utility is possible in microgrid. And uninterruptible power improve local reliability, reduce feeder losses, and voltage. It provide local voltage support. And microgrids reduce the environmental pollution and global warming through utilization of low carbon technology, especially the microgrid depending upon the renewable energy resources. And this is the main feature, one of the main feature of a technical feature of a microgrid is that it make it suitable for supplying power to the remote areas, especially remote areas of a country where supply from the national grid system is either difficult to avail due to the topology or frequently disrupted condition due to the severe climatic conditions or man-made disturbances, etc. So from the grid point of view, the main advantage of a microgrid is that it is treated as a controlled entity within the power system itself. It is a a separate controlled power system within the power system. So it can be operated as a single aggregated load. So in case of customer's point of view, microgrids are beneficial for in order to meeting their electrical or heating requirements, and even they can supply the uninterruptible power, improve local reliability to reduce the feeder losses, and it enhances the local voltage support. And the last point we discussed is that it reduces the environmental pollution and global warming through utilization of the low carbon technology. So that is the difference between microgrid and a conventional power plant. And let's see some of the problems associated with we should have taken care about a microgrid. The first thing is that the intermittent and climate dependent nature of the generation of distributed energy resources. And so you know that even the solar or wind we are using, these kind of resources are highly dependent on the climatic nature. So solar depending upon variation of the irradiance, temperature, etc., and wind production highly depending upon the wind velocity. So this is the intermittent nature of these kind of renewable energy sources are one of the problem in a distributed energy resources. And low energy content of the fuel, that is the energy potential availability is one of the issue. And we have still lack of standards and regulations for operating the microgrid in synchronism with the power utility. Still we need to establish a correct procedure to integrate our local distributed energy resource to the main grid. So these are some of the areas that would require attention. And the next the last point we discussed is important thing, because in order to achieve the stable and secure operation, now the number of technical and regulatory and economic issues have to be resolved before microgrid can become commonplace. To study of the such issues would require extensive real-time and offline research, which can be taken up by the leading engineering and research institute across the globe. So in the next session we will discuss a typical layout of a microgrid configuration.